Hi guys, and welcome to my next Unity tutorial. This one's an updated version of the light mapping video that I did, which was back in Unity 3 or something crazy. Anyway, this one is focusing on Unity 5. It's only going to be a brief tutorial just to quickly go over some of the fundamental things and give you a quick introduction into light mapping. So I hope you like it. I'm going to have a tea break. Right, let's get to it. So I'm starting my empty scene here. I'm just going to quickly chuck some game objects in there. I haven't used Unity for ages, so I'm hoping it all comes back to me. So I'm just going to put something in there for our floor, so let's create a plane. And I'm also going to quickly add in just some stuff to go on the plane that we can bake and play around with. Well, have we got anything cool? Let's have a look. No. Okay. Let's add a cube. You can't get much cooler than a cube. You probably can get cooler than a cube. You can have 2 cubes. 1 smaller. Oh yeah. Let's try and build something. Let's try and, I'm going to make a snowman. It's like summer here. Oh, look at this now. No, it looks like that thing out of Star Wars. The new one that rolls around. Let's just change the shader on that actually. What colour could it? Let's have, for those who don't know, you can create new assets and stuff. Let's create a material. And we'll call it Star Wars thing. And we'll add it on there. And now we'll change it to, let's make it a funky orange. Nice! Let's make it shiny. Nice. Okay, let's do a blue one. These are the modelling skills I've developed over many years. Where's material? Oh, there we go. Let's make a blue cube. Should we shiny or matte? Oh, let's keep it matte. Rough. Okay, this is looking good. Right, so at the moment all the lighting in this scene is real time. If we switch to play mode, nothing happens. I can pick my light, I can move it around, and you can see there the light's all changing, and that's cool. And you're getting the effect. See, you're getting your bounce light. Shadows are okay. You can change all that in the project settings. So this is our little scene that we're going to be working with. I don't like the colour of the floor. I'm actually going to put material on there because it's boring. Great. Material. Floor. Good with my names here. And then on the floor we'll do black. No. Red. No. What colour can our floor be? Go for a grey, smooth grey. That's more eye friendly. So yeah, you can move the objects at the moment and the shadows go along with them, and that's all good. And if this was a small scene and you're playing on a reasonable computer, you wouldn't have a problem. I'd probably just leave it. The lighting in Unity 5 is really nice. It's got some nice bounce light. Still not as good as something like CryEngine or Unreal in my opinion, but it's getting there slowly. Man, Frostbite engine. I've been playing the Division and that's awesome. I love that engine. Tea break. Okay, next. So if you're using a default space like I am for the UI, you'll see that at the moment there's no light mapping option. So to get it we want to go to Window and then lighting. Bam! There it is. there's a lot of options on here. I like to just stick mine over here by clicking on the tab and dragging it over, so I've got inspector and lighting. It's just how I like to work, and actually you can move all of these around, so I'm going to make a bigger game view or scene view by just having dragging my hierarchy down by my project. And let's have a look now at doing a light bake. So why would we want to do a light bake? Well, that's a good question. If you're on like a mobile device or a slightly slower computer, you want to optimize your game as much as possible so that your frame rates don't suck and your character isn't going and the computer's dying and overheating. So in order to save your hardware and your sanity, you will want to bake your lighting so that your game runs nice and smooth. And depending now on your hardware, if you want to create a game for a mobile device, then you will probably want to do a whole complete bake lighting procedure. Or if you are on like a reasonable computer, probably like $500 plus, I don't know, just a guess, then you would probably want to do a pre-computed real-time GI. Unity handles that very well, and all that allows you is to, if say you've got an external environment and you want to have a day to night system, then you can change the lighting dynamically, and that will affect the lighting in the scene. And because the baked GI, which is the like the global illumination is all pre-computed, so it's all worked out beforehand. So it takes the strain off the process there, and or your graphics card rather, if you've got one. And then yeah, just I don't really know what I'm talking about now. I'm waffling. Let's just do it. So let's do a bake. Just out of the box bake. So this is pre-computed real-time GI. So if you're on your home computer and you just want to do a quick bake of the scene, and kind of leave it at that really. So let me show you how to do that. So in your light mapping options, skybox, default skybox, yeah, that's fine. You could probably change that if you wanted to. Sun, wouldn't hurt to tell it where the sun is. Bam, right there. We can drag that in there, and that probably helps with something. I don't know. I'm an artist, I'm not like a developer or nothing. I just like pretty pictures. Ambient source is skybox, well that's correct because you're taking the ambient light of the sky. Ambient intensity, which you can change. Ooh, too bright. You can see it's slightly blowing out on the floor, so you don't really want to have like hot spots. So you just, by default, it's usually pretty okay. Ambient GI, real time or baked. I prefer real time. I think it just probably looks nicer. But it depends on your hardware that you're developing for. Reflection source is skybox, so that's right too. Now resolution, I've always just left that at default. You can crank it up, but bear in mind that's also going to affect the bake times. Reflection intensity, I just leave it default, and reflection bounces, again default. If you're going for nicer reflections, then you probably want to crank that up to like 2. If you're unsure about what any of these do, you can also visit the Unity tutorials page, I guess you would call it, and that's actually really good. That gives you a lot of information. I'll put a link in the comments below. So yeah, that's that. And then moving down, pre-computed GI, that's what we want. Baked GI, yeah, leave it there. Baked resolution. So this is essentially how nice and crisp your light maps are going to be. Again, bigger the number, bigger the render time. So we're going to do a quick test. So I'm just going to bang that down to 10. I'm going to, should we have a little bit of ambient occlusion? A snippet, just a snippet of ambient occlusion. A tiny bit. And then let's just do general GI. Yep. We want directional. What's this say? Directional light maps cannot be decoded. Okay, well, I guess that's alright. And then if you just want to now bake your light maps and see what you get, as a quick test, you can, I think it does it automatically actually, when you change something in the scene, which sometimes can be a bit frustrating. So I'm going to uncheck the auto box because I don't want it to do it on its own. Now, if you do want to bake certain items in your scene and you don't want certain items to bake, you actually have to mark them as static if you want them to bake in the light map. So we want everything in our scene to bake, so we will select everything, shift click, and we shall go static. And you've got some other options under static. If you didn't want it, if say something was animated, you didn't want it to be baked, just check light map static, and we've got some other options there which we won't go into today. And then lighting, we're back in our lighting tab now. Everything's marked as static that we want to be baked. Now we will bake it. Save the scene. Let's call it awesome scene. And now you can see the bake's going in the bottom corner. And it's thinking about stuff. That was pretty quick, as you can see. What I do now is do a bake, a complete bake, baking in all the lighting information, and then seeing what we get. So we need to change a few things. Ah, damn it. Interruptions, man. Right, okay. So let's bake everything in our scene. We need to tweak a few things. Let's change. We need to change our light source from real time to baked. And we need to change ambient GI to baked, which will change everything. That's all we want for the moment. Let's bake it down. And there we are. So this is our bake data for the scene. You see we're running at quite a low resolution on our baked resolution for the GI here. And it is alright. It's a little bit nasty. So the lighting's sort of okay. We'll probably crank it up a little tiny bit on the intensity. But essentially we've baked in the lighting information now for the scene, so you could go ahead and like delete the light and nothing changes here. It's all good. Whoa, super bright now. Yeah, so let's crank up the resolutions. Let's get some nice sharp shadows. Let's put it at 50. Real time, well, we don't have to worry about that. At the size, let's change this to 2048 light maps. You want to be careful with that depending on how big your scene is. And let's build it again. And now, still creeps along. Come on, computer. You can do it! I'll pause the video here because I don't know how long it's going to be. Right, so we're back, guys. As you can see, by increasing the resolution, it's sharpened up our shadows, and that's looking a lot nicer now. I'm liking this. Still a bit dodgy around the sphere and stuff, but again, by cranking up the resolution, you're going to iron those little things out. But yeah, just because now everything's all baked in. If you move something, you're going to have to rebake it because it leaves a shadow behind. So this will be perfect for, say, your mobile device, because all the lighting information is stored, and the computer doesn't have to do such hard work in calculating the lighting on every frame. So yeah, I hope you found this useful. I haven't used Unity for a while, so sorry if I've missed something. If I have done, let me know and I'll try and answer it in the comments. But yeah, thanks guys, and peace.